Hi there, we're on day 8 of the Discipleship Pathway. It's our journey from becoming a Christian to the moment that we enter glory and be with the Lord forever. And it's an amazing pathway, amazing journey to be on. And we have different responsibilities as we walk along this discipleship pathway through our lives, just as Elijah had in the Bible. Now, I don't know if you're a cyclist, and I've been out on the roads recently and trying to use up some of the great weather that we've been having when it comes. Sometimes it's quite difficult to be cycling through the traffic. I was going down Cardonald Road on my way to my table tennis match a couple of years ago, and I was going great guns, and I was just making that turn in Paisley Road West, and unfortunately I didn't realise that there was a lovely pile of gravel just as I was making that sharp turn, and I was trying to get round the corner before the traffic was coming towards me. And so I was going at a fair lick, and I realised I'm not going to make this turn, because if I turn sharply it will be in the gravel and I'm going to skid and I'm going to crash. So I just kind of tried my best to slow down and didn't quite make the turn, and went into the railings and ended up going head over heels over the railings, while people were just watching me open mouth, because from their point of view they just saw this nutcase basically cycling straight into the railings and going straight over the top. And I was knocked off my pathway. And sometimes there are circumstances in life which do that, don't they? They just knock us off the path that we're on. We're trying to walk this good path, this right path, this difficult path, and following the Lord and doing what's right. But sometimes circumstances can come and knock us off the pathway, and it's not easy. And for Elijah, something happened to him after his great experience in Mount Carmel with the fire coming down from heaven, which we heard about yesterday. Ahab's wife Jezebel, who was a nasty piece of work, she said to Elijah, "You're dead. I'm going to get you. I'm going to end your life." And Elijah became so scared that he ran for his life, ended up hiding in a cave. And we read about that in 1 Kings chapter 19. In verse 1 it says, Elijah was afraid, ran for his life, and when he came to Beersheba in Judah, he left his servant there while he himself went a day's journey into the desert. He came to a broom tree, sat down under it and prayed that he might die. "I have had enough, Lord," he said. "Take my life." He wanted his life to be over. He was so distraught at the circumstances of life that had come in, that had gate crashed his good pathway, his journey. That's happened to all of us with COVID, of course, but it happens in all kinds of different ways too, as circumstances come gate crashing into our lives and can knock us off. But God sent an angel, and God restored Elijah and gave him faith once again to get back onto the pathway. And eventually, after that happened, the Lord said to him, "Go back the way you came and go to the desert of Damascus. And when you get there, anoint Hazael king over Aram." In other words, God said, get back on the pathway. Get back on your bike again, just as I did after I went head over heels into the railings. I had to get back on my bike. I still had a table tennis match to go, even though I was cut and grazed and bruised and some lovely bruises in my ribs. I got back on the bike again. And that's what we have the responsibility as disciples of the Lord Jesus to do. It's when we get knocked off our path, when circumstances come and knock us off track, that we get back on path again. We have a responsibility to keep on the pathway and keep going back onto it. Every time we get knocked off, we go back onto it again, and back onto it again, and back onto it again, and we walk this discipleship pathway until the day we die, no matter how many times we might get knocked off. God bless you wherever you are in the pathway. God bless you with the strength to get back on once again if you've been knocked off, and keep on cycling. Speak to you again tomorrow.